What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another video, and I just wanted to start off by saying thank you all for the support and stuff like that. It's crazy that my channel has grown to 700 subscribers. When I started this as a quote-unquote secondary channel, I never in a million years would have dreamed that it would have be, I mean, it's almost half as big as my quote-unquote main channel now, which is really crazy, and they don't cross over. I don't promote this channel on that channel, so it's really weird and it's really cool. But so thank you all for that. But I wanted to also follow me on social media at Seabolt Speaks, Twitter and Instagram and Facebook now. I wanted to talk about the obsession with the 90-day challenge or the 3-month challenge. And I feel I'm okay to talk about it because I've done it myself. But like at the core of it, and this is just going to be a rambling video. I don't have a script or anything like that, so hopefully you guys get something out of this. But what is the obsession and the idea and reasoning behind I want to learn this language in 90 days? Like, I feel like from the get, like, and again, myself included, I'm very guilty of this. And like, I get everybody likes a little challenge and stuff, but if you're only willing to spend 3 months learning a language, you probably don't have a love for that language anyway. Most people who study and end up learning a language and having a degree of the F word, fluency in a language, study it for longer than that. I can think of several people that I watch off the top of my head that have studied languages for years and still actively study, not just go out and converse. Lindy Boitez, for example, will post on her Instagram stories still her studying Korean. She's studying for a test in Korean. Like, she still actively studies. Some of the Japanese people, like Tokini Andy, seems like he still at least actively studies, and like he does those live streams of Genki. So even if it's not an active study per se, it's still study because he's reading study books. Like, it's always the idea of getting better, you know? Like, and I know it depends on what you want, right? Like, Lao Shu, Moses, he will study a language for a couple of months and then he goes and speaks it because he's not after a specific degree of ability in every language as much as being conversational in plenty. Like, there are levels that he is very good in, and then there's languages where he's conversational. So, I mean, I guess it is to your own degree, but like in terms of the average language learner, myself included, or anybody, you know, why do we get hung up on this 90 days? And I think when you set a goal like that, like I guess you could look at it as a positive thing, but almost no one completes that. I've never have. I did the Russian in 90 days. I made it about 4 or 5 weeks. I was going to do French in 90 days because I had completely depleted any love and passion for language learning, because Japanese just ripped it away because of how hard that language is. And then after about 3 weeks, I had kind of reignited my love of languages, and I was back on whatever I was doing at the time. So, it's again, I was going to do the Duolingo tree for Spanish in 90 days. Like, but what is the deal with 90 days? And it, like, I guess because that's the kind of the lowest amount of time that you can possibly see, like a result. Like, I mean, in America, that's even like fitness things, right? Like P90X, 90 days of working out. Or if you go on YouTube, 90-day keto challenge, 90-day vegan challenge, 90-day whatever diet you're doing challenge. Like in America, and I don't know if it really translates to the world, maybe not, maybe this video is falling on deaf ears, but like, we have this morbid obsession with 90 days and 3 months, and it's like we want to get where we want to be in 3 months, and then we don't have to work for it anymore. But like, why? Like, why is that? I don't really understand. Like, I wish I had an answer or some sort of thing. Maybe this is kind of going to be a letdown video. I don't really know. But like, if you're not willing to spend more than that on a language, like, then I don't know if you can truly say that you love that language. Like, I get that you want to be where you want to go, but like, I think you should strive for a more realistic goal, myself included. Again, maybe this is more of just me venting on myself, but like, you're always going to be learning. I watch stuff in English to this day where somebody will say a word and I'm like, I have no clue what that means. Not in the slightest. It doesn't happen as much with movies, but like if I'm reading a book especially, I'll be like, I've never seen that word in my life. I have to look it up. So if you're looking at like, I think if we would just look at 90 days instead of being like, I want to know the language in 90 days or in 3 months, which, you know, thanks to Benny the Irish Polyglot for the Fluent in 3 months movement. But hey, he's a businessman and Benny's smart and I love Benny to death. But, you know, I think that didn't do a lot of good for the mentality of language learning, like the language learning community. But like, I don't know. I think that if you think that you're going to be to a level to where you don't have to work anymore after 3 months, I think you're setting yourself up for failure to begin with. Now, are there people who have learned languages very, very quickly? Sure, but to what extent? What is the test? You know, I can tell you for sure, and I've ranted on this before, no one's learned a language in a week. I promise you that. But yeah, I just think that they, you know, if people would kind of be more open to the idea of spending more time on a language, I think that it would kind of open the door. And that way, I think here's what happens. I think when you start at 60 days or 90 days, right? I'm going to do it for 90 days, right? Well, you're kind of giving yourself an ultimatum. So therefore, if you miss a day or you don't study as much one day, well, you're more inclined to go a little more relaxed because you've already missed a day. That's already a full day out of your 90. So now you're trying to learn the language in 89. And if something else happens, now you're trying to learn it in 88. So I think the whole idea of the 90-day challenge or 90-day, you know, I want to be fluent in 3 months or whatever, I think is already setting yourself up for failure because if you miss, you're cutting yourself short already. So I can understand saying I would like to reach an A2 level in 3 months, or I can even see I want to reach a B1 level in 3 months. But like I think that we jump into these blindly, and it's kind of one of those things where there's been especially so many fake YouTube polyglots who are like, I learned this fully in 3 months, or I learned it in a month, or I mean, you've got documentaries of I learned Spanish in a month. You didn't learn Spanish in a month. You became very conversational and you could hold a conversation, but it's in a very enclosed, controllable environment. You probably could still not go out on the streets of Spain or Mexico or wherever and like just full-fledged go. Like you're gonna have stuff that you don't understand, and that's okay. And, you know, you see stuff like that and it doesn't lend you to the thing, you know, to the idea of mistakes or anything like that. And so it discourages you, and then boom, like I said, you're at a day and 90 days is up, and man, well, I didn't study 3 days, so I cut myself 3 days short, or, you know, let's say 30 days is up. Well, I didn't study 3 days this month, or, you know, maybe on 3 or 4 days I only studied for 15 minutes instead of, you know, getting an hour or two in. So now I am fully gone, and I've already missed 3 days, so now I'm trying to learn it in 87 days. Like, I don't know. It's just a weird mentality that we have, and I see it a majority in American people, just being American, so I notice that more because I'm in America, but like, we have this obsession with 90 days. I want to do it in 90 days. Like, and again, like I said, the fitness thing, I want to get in shape in 90 days. Well, what are you doing after 90 days? Are you going to go back to the same habits? Because if that's the case, you're going to get the same results as you had before. Same thing with language learning. So I don't know, because it's just a weird thing. Anyway, that's kind of my rant, or not even rant, but like, you know, well, going back, all right, so I was talking about mistakes and stuff and that being, you know, whatever, and then you're down a day, like, you know, that's where I'm at right now with like Chinese, with Mandarin Chinese, and where I just picked up Greek, because there's like a local Greek restaurant and I want to go speak to the people there. Like, there's a lot of really hard stuff. Like Chinese, I'm really struggling with the tones, but you know, we're working through. And then with Greek, there's a lot of words that like have the same meaning, but it depends on the stress. Like Mr. and Mrs. is the same word in Greek, but how you stress, if you stress kiri or kiri, it makes it Miss and Mr. Like it's a weird thing. So like, it's easy to get discouraged. And then, like I said, you get discouraged and you want to take a day off because you don't want to create that negative habit with the language. And then, oh crap, well, there's 1 day, so now I'm only doing it 89. And then you feel like you start building the pressure up on yourself. So I don't know. I think I'm going to end that video here, though, because this is like a 10-minute thing. I would love to hear what you all think. Leave a comment below if you have a YouTube channel, I would love to hear more people kind of speak on this. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm reaching too far, but like, I would love to hear people speak on this. And just kind of go more in depth, maybe touch on some of the stuff I said or whatever. And if you do make a video, leave a comment on my channel so I can go watch it, because I'd love to see what more people think about the idea of, learning a language in 90 days. And if it's more detrimental to set an unrealistic goal like that than it is positive, versus just saying, over the next couple of months, I want to study this and see where I can get. So, I don't know. But I am going to end the video there, because that is over 10 minutes. So I think it's the longest video I've had on this channel. That's not a live stream. But thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Follow me on social media at Seabolt Speaks, and I will see you all in the next video.